question everybody has is, can James Houston help restore some of that roar back into the Detroit Lions organization with this play out there on the field? This is Jackson State Coach Prime's first player to be drafted into the NFL. And you know all eyes are going to be glued on him to see exactly what he's going to be able to get out there and do once he gets into training camp. So we're gonna go ahead and break down exactly how James Houston IV fits into the Detroit Lions football organization with the draft pick that they made. And you know, some may agree, some may disagree, but hey, let's talk about it anyway. Let's go ahead and get into this thing right about now. You know, it's your favorite coach back at it again. 10 toes down, about to tell you how it all went down. This is Tomorrow Leader Sports Network with your host, Coach Walker. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can get all upcoming videos. For all my leaders out there, welcome back. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the routine. If you haven't done so already, please like, comment, and share these videos and tap in a friend or two and tell them to come on in. It's nothing but positive vibes. We just having a good time talking about HBCU sports. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into this thing. But don't forget, you can follow us on all social media platforms. The links are listed down below in the description. So with that being said, let's talk about it. Now, we already know James Houston IV is the second highest Jackson State player to be drafted behind Hall of Famer Lynn Barney, who was drafted to the Detroit Lions as well. Lynn Barney, the Hall of Famer, that is. And you already know, those some big shoes that Jackson's going to have to fill, especially when he gets to Detroit, because they're going to look at him and say, hey, the last guy that we got in here from Jackson State, that young man came in here and paid, he put it down for us. What you going to bring to the table? Well, you know what? They don't call him the problem for nothing. So you already know this young man's going to come in there looking to do everything that needs to be done to make sure that he solidifies himself on making that 53-man roster. But one thing you got to understand is this. The Detroit Lions defense was the greatest last season. I mean, look, guys, they were ranked 31st in points allowed, 32nd in net yards allowed per pass attempt. Not to mention they was 21st in yards per rush. So you already know there were some things that needed to be worked out there. And not to mention, when you have both of your safeties on your team as your leading tacklers, guys, that means there was a lot of plays that was breaking for big games where those safeties had to come downhill to make those tackles and stop those plays from continuing on, or they was going to continue to keep scoring points on the board against the Detroit Lions football team. But we already knew that the Lions had a lot of needs that needed to be met, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Yes, they're going to leave Goff out there having to fend for himself this season with the few weapons that he has on the Detroit Lions offensive side of the ball. Does he need a few more? Of course he does. But again, if the defense can hold, the offense, they're hoping that could get out there and put them points on the board if by chance they could get some players on that offensive side of the ball through free agency that can help them continue to keep moving their offense forward. The Detroit Lions definitely they got their edge rusher in the second pick of Aidan Hutchinson from, you know, my favorite school, the University of Michigan, and they made the most that made the most sense in the world, especially getting that edge rusher when you already had to release a couple of players due to being as I say, overcompensated. Based on that last regime that was there, you know, the regime that they brought in from New England. Everybody thinks the New England way is the best way when it comes down to, you know, building programs building organizations within the NFL. And we've already seen the Falcons, it didn't work for them. And now the Detroit Lions is finding out the hard way as well that it didn't work for them. So yes, they went ahead, they made some changes. They let one of the edge rushers go due to financial cuts. I mean, it just made sense. Flowers is the person I'm talking about. They went ahead and released him. Man, he wasn't playing much out there on the field. So there's no slight to him. But when you're not producing and you're getting paid that type of money, guess what? Change gonna come. And they wanted some change back in their pocketbook. So that's why the change was made. Where would Houston fit at in this Detroit Lions defense? Well, a lot of folks were saying that, you know, he's too small to play on the edge. Well, I kind of agree, but I think what the defensive coordinator is going to do for the Detroit Lions, I believe he's going to try to use him as best they can through his strengths. His strength is definitely getting off the ball quick enough to keep those offensive tackles from getting a hold of him, shooting them through the gaps on the defense, allowing him to blitz and just disrupt offenses. He can definitely fall back into coverage from the linebacker position. I don't see him playing a defensive end Who knows? It could very well possibly happen, but I don't really see that happening where they have him as an edge rusher. They may try him from time to time where they put him on the outside and let him, blitz coming from the outside linebacker position, depending upon the formations that they have and the responsibilities of all of the different defensive players out there on the field. They may run it that way. So we'll have to see exactly how they strategically do things. Houston's ability, like I said, Houston's ability to play linebacker as well as special teams, I think will be very valuable. I'm hoping that I'm hoping that everything falls in line for him so that he's able to get out there and contribute in the manner in which he did when he was at Jackson State. Yes, he played at the University of Florida as well, but he made his bones at an HBCU because guess what? He went and showed up and showed out. Again, salute to Jackson State on James Houston IV being drafted to the Detroit Lions from Jackson State. One season with the Jackson State Tigers, Houston was able to transition from the linebacker position to the defensive end, in which he was an edge rusher with 70 tackles, 24.5 for loss, was second in the SWAC in tackles for loss, and second in the SWAC in sacks with 16.5 to go with 7 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, and 1 interception, and 2 defensive touchdowns. So this young man definitely can get out there on the field and be of service to the Detroit Lions this upcoming season. It's just a matter of where they put him on the field. Will they have him play the middle, or will they have him play the outside linebacker position? That's where that's where we gotta have to wait and see how all of that comes downhill. But Detroit Lions fans, I'm gonna be honest with you. Y'all got a daggone good ball player over there. Like I said, they don't call him the problem for nothing. You guys get ready, ingratiate him into the family, and let him know, hey, man, you guys appreciate coming into the city. And, let's make sure we get him on the right path so that he can go ahead, so that he can do the things that he needs to do from playing from a football standpoint, making sure that he helps lead that Detroit Lions defense to some wins this upcoming season. Houston's ability to run from sideline to sideline is definitely no issue. He's an effective, like I say, he's an effective pass rusher. He's going to disrupt everything when his name is called upon to blitz or do whatever it is that he needs to do. We've seen this young man play on the FCS and the FBS level, so we know he can get the job done. I believe the Detroit Lions will move him to the middle for him to play middle linebacker. He'll probably be Detroit's version of London Fletcher, who played at the Washington Redskins, who was the same height and built as Houston. So I definitely can see, him playing that middle linebacker position, being that anchor, letting everybody know what, their assignments out there on the field as far as where the plays are going to go, and, give the necessary instructions, the necessary plays that's needed for him to lead that defensive team from that middle linebacker position. Again, the Detroit Lions have a lot of different pieces that needed to be fulfilled and players that need to be brought in to help move this thing in the right direction. Yes, the Detroit Lions had a great draft. I can see, things starting to build up a little bit. But, me being from Detroit, it's still a little hard for me to fall in love with the team because of all of the chaos and heartbreak that I had dealing with the Detroit Lions from when I was a kid, when y'all had Moore and Mel Farr and all them other players that came through there, Barry Sanders, who else was it? Billy Sims. I mean, heck, we had Eric Hipple out there when he should have been gone a long time ago, but we'll save that for another video. But again, like I said before, the Detroit Lions, y'all got a great athlete in person. Congratulations to James the Problem Houston on being drafted to the Detroit Lions football team. Look forward to you getting out there doing some great things this upcoming season. And you as well, I want to see you make that 53-man roster. Get out there and let them know that these HBCUs got some ball players in their programs that can more than get out there and make things happen. And let them know, hey, they don't call you the problem for nothing. But until next time, if you like the content, please like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can get all upcoming videos. And remember, be the one in lead.